Have you ever felt trapped in a cycle of unfulfilled dreams, yearning for the freedom to live authentically and make real change in your life? Today, I want to awaken that deep longing inside you for a life of purpose and direction. Because, as Napoleon Hill wisely stated, the world makes way for the man who knows where he is going. This simple truth reveals that a definite chief aim in life is one of the essential ingredients of success, a guiding star that turns vague wishes into powerful realities. Imagine waking up each day without a clear direction, where tasks feel overwhelming and decisions are constantly deferred. That's the reality for so many people: endless business without real progress, leading to frustration and a sense of unfulfilled potential. You might find yourself drifting aimlessly, letting opportunities slip away because there's no focused drive to seize them. But it doesn't have to be this way. Establishing a definite chief aim can ignite the change you've been craving, giving you the authenticity and freedom to pursue what truly matters. Without this clear purpose, emotions like fear or fleeting motivation hold you back, making it impossible to break free from inertia. Now, let's explore why you're not taking action, and how that ties directly to lacking a definite chief aim. So many wait for the perfect moment of motivation to strike, believing that inspiration must come before they can move forward. Yet, without a definite chief aim, motivation remains elusive, like chasing a shadow that never quite forms. You end up trapped in a cycle of waiting for the right feeling, which never arrives, leading to days, weeks, and years of stagnation. This misconception keeps you from starting, because there's no compelling why to anchor your efforts and push through the tough times. Failure to decide is another barrier, stemming from unclear goals that leave you paralyzed even when you have great ideas or talents. For instance, you might know you want success, but without defining it precisely, like achieving financial independence in 5 years, every choice feels arbitrary and overwhelming. This indecisiveness results in missed opportunities and a growing pile of regrets, as potential paths fade into the background. Fear and uncertainty amplify the problem, turning every challenge into an insurmountable wall when your aim is vague. Fear thrives in ambiguity, making you hesitate at every turn, wondering if you're on the right path or if failure is inevitable. The emotional toll is heavy. Constant anxiety about the unknown can leave you feeling defeated before you even begin. Without a definite chief aim, life becomes a series of what-ifs, robbing you of the freedom to act boldly and authentically. But here's the turning point. The solution lies in immediate action, powered by that clear, unwavering purpose. Defining your definite chief aim generates real energy, transforming vague desires into tangible steps that build momentum. As Napoleon Hill taught, a clear aim creates a ripple effect, where one small action leads to another, turning hesitation into steady progress. Even if your first steps feel imperfect, they propel you forward, breaking the chains of inaction that have held you back. Building decisiveness becomes easier once you have that aim. Suddenly, choices align with your purpose, fostering confidence and clarity. For example, evaluate every decision by asking, "Does this move me closer to my goal?" And watch how it reduces paralysis. Practicing the first step is crucial. Don't wait for ideal conditions. Start right now with something simple, like jotting down your aim. Say to yourself, "I will take this one action today," and feel the shift as it breaks the cycle of waiting and ignites your inner drive. Overcoming hesitation and fear is next, and your definite chief aim is the key to facing them head-on. When fear arises, Action rooted in a clear purpose erodes it faster than endless overthinking ever could. Remind yourself of your aim in those moments. It acts as a shield, turning anxiety into the fuel that propels you forward. For instance, if your aim is career growth, confront your fears by submitting the job application today, no matter how nervous you feel. Each step you take diminishes the power of fear, replacing it with a sense of empowerment and authenticity. Learning through failure becomes a valuable tool when guided by a definite chief aim, not a roadblock to dread. Every setback is a lesson that refines your path, building resilience and turning what could be defeat into a stepping stone. Without that aim, failures feel random and crushing, but with it they become opportunities for growth and mastery. Now, let's talk about cultivating self-discipline, the engine that sustains your definite chief aim and leads to long-term success. Discipline isn't about sheer willpower. It's about aligning your daily actions with a clear why, making routines feel purposeful rather than burdensome. Your definite chief aim provides that why, turning discipline into a natural extension of your desires for change and freedom. Building positive habits is the next step. Start small, like dedicating just 30 minutes a day to something that supports your aim. For example, if your goal is to build a business, make networking a daily habit, and soon it will feel effortless and rewarding. Waking up early to plan your day, tracking your progress, and celebrating small wins will reinforce this discipline, creating a cycle of achievement. Over time, these habits compound, freeing you from the chaos of inconsistency and anchoring you in authentic progress. Developing a clear vision and goals is at the heart of this journey, where your definite chief aim truly shines as a motivator. Crystal clear goals act as a compass, directing your actions and providing sustained drive that keeps you moving forward. They transform abstract dreams into something tangible, igniting intrinsic motivation and making every effort feel meaningful. With a definite chief aim, setbacks become manageable because you can see how they fit into the bigger picture. To make this practical, start by articulating your aim in one simple sentence, like, "My definite chief aim is to achieve professional mastery in my field within 3 years." Then, break it down into actionable steps, set short-term milestones, create a timeline, and review your progress regularly. This structured approach ensures that your vision stays alive, fueling your longing for change and keeping you authentically engaged. Remember, motivation flows from these clear goals, not the other way around, giving you the freedom to act with purpose. As you implement this, you'll notice how it builds a foundation for lasting success, step by step. Let's not forget the emotional rewards. Having a clear aim fills you with a sense of authenticity, as if you're finally living your true story. It awakens that inner fire, making each day an opportunity for growth rather than a burden. Now, think about how this applies to your life. What one goal could change everything for you? Once you define it, the next steps become clearer, pulling you towards the freedom you've always wanted. In cultivating self-discipline, you're not just building habits. You're crafting a life of intention and joy. Overcoming fear with action becomes second nature as your aim lights the way through the darkness. And when failures come, as they inevitably will, your definite chief aim turns them into valuable lessons. This is the power of having that essential ingredient. It's the difference between drifting and soaring. As we wrap this up, let's reaffirm the core idea. A definite chief aim is not just helpful. It's the spark that ignites action, overcomes barriers, and leads to true success. Napoleon Hill's wisdom reminds us that motivation and discipline follow from this clarity. They don't precede it. Without it, you're left with potential unrealized, but with it, you unlock a world of possibilities. Think about how much more authentic and free your life could be if you committed to this today. The time for waiting is over. It's time to embrace change and step into your power. So, don't delay another moment. Right now, define your definite chief aim in clear, specific terms. Write it down, make it personal, and let it guide your next action, no matter how small. Whether it's journaling your goal, reaching out to a mentor, or starting the project you've been putting off, take that first step. Feel the shift as it awakens your longing for freedom and authenticity, propelling you towards the success you deserve. Remember, every great achievement begins with a single, decisive move. You've got this. Your definite chief aim is waiting to transform your life. Imagine the pride and fulfillment you'll feel as you watch your efforts pay off. This is your call to action. Seize the day, define your path, and live with purpose. No more hesitation. Let your definite chief aim be the key that unlocks your potential. Start now, and soon you'll look back on this moment as the turning point in your journey. Here's to your success. May it be definite, powerful, and authentically yours. As Napoleon Hill wisely stated, the world makes way for the man who knows where he is going, setting the stage for understanding how a definite chief aim transforms lives. This powerful principle reminds us that success isn't accidental. It's the result of purposeful direction. Without a definite chief aim, life can feel like wandering in a fog, where every step lacks meaning. Imagine waking up each day without a clear direction, where tasks pile up and decisions feel overwhelming. Procrastination creeps in, turning potential into regret as opportunities slip through your fingers. Hesitation becomes a constant companion, leaving you stuck in a cycle of busyness without real progress. This aimless drifting leads to frustration, where unfulfilled potential weighs heavily on your spirit. The consequences are profound, a life of what-ifs and could-haves, dimming the spark of ambition. Yet, establishing a definite chief aim changes everything, providing the clarity needed to ignite action. It's the decisive factor that turns vague dreams into tangible achievements, guiding every choice you make. Without it, emotions like fear or fleeting motivation hold you back, but with it you gain unbreakable resolve. True change begins when you define your purpose, making hesitation a thing of the past. Now, let's explore why so many struggle to take action in the first place. One major barrier is waiting for motivation to strike, as if it were some magical force that appears out of nowhere. People often believe that the right feeling must come before they act, especially without a clear aim. This misconception traps you in a cycle of stagnation, where days turn into weeks of inaction. Without a definite chief aim, motivation remains elusive, like chasing a shadow that never solidifies. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking perfect conditions will align, but they rarely do. Failure to decide is another critical issue, stemming from unclear goals that leave you paralyzed. You might have talents and ideas, but without defining your aim, decisions feel arbitrary and overwhelming. For instance, wanting success is vague. Specifying it as building a thriving business in 3 years creates focus. This lack of decisiveness results in missed opportunities, where regret builds over time. Fear and uncertainty amplify the problem, turning every challenge into a mountain too high to climb. When your life lacks a definite chief aim, fear of failure takes root, making risks seem insurmountable. Anxiety about the unknown grows, leading to a life filled with hesitation and self-doubt. The emotional toll is heavy, a constant undercurrent of worry that saps your energy and joy. But there's a way out, and it starts with embracing the power of immediate action. Defining your definite chief aim generates real energy, turning passive wishes into active pursuits. As Hill taught, a clear aim creates a ripple effect, where one small action leads to another, building momentum. Even if your first steps are imperfect, they propel you forward, breaking the chains of inertia. This power of action transforms hesitation into progress, lighting the path to your goals. Building decisiveness becomes easier once your aim is set, as every choice aligns with your purpose. Evaluate decisions based on whether they support your aim, and watch confidence soar. Practicing the first step is key. Start small, like writing down your goal today to overcome waiting. For example, if your aim is personal growth, commit to reading one chapter tonight and feel the shift. This immediate action breaks the cycle, proving that progress begins with a single, deliberate move. Now, let's address how to overcome hesitation and fear head-on. Facing fear directly, with a definite chief aim as your guide, erodes its hold on you. Action rooted in purpose acts as a shield, turning anxiety into the fuel for your journey. If your aim is career advancement, confront your fears by applying for that job right now. Remember, overthinking amplifies fear, but taking action diminishes it step by step. Learning through failure becomes a valuable tool when guided by a clear aim. Every setback is a lesson that refines your path, building resilience along the way. Without a definite chief aim, failures feel random and defeating, but with it, they become stepping stones. As Hill emphasized, mastery comes from embracing these challenges as opportunities for growth. Cultivating self-discipline is the next vital step in sustaining your definite chief aim. Discipline isn't about sheer willpower. It's the engine driven by your clear purpose. A definite chief aim makes discipline effortless, as daily actions align with your ultimate why. It turns routine tasks into meaningful steps toward achievement, rather than burdensome chores. Building positive habits supports this discipline, creating a foundation for long-term success. Start with simple habits, like dedicating time each day to skills related to your aim. For instance, if your goal is entrepreneurship, network daily or study industry trends consistently. Waking up early to plan your day reinforces this, keeping your focus sharp and your progress steady. Tracking your progress maintains momentum, turning discipline into a rewarding habit. Developing a clear vision and goals is at the heart of this journey. A definite chief aim acts as a compass, providing sustained motivation for every effort. Crystal clear goals ignite intrinsic drive, making progress feel rewarding and setbacks surmountable. They transform abstract dreams into a roadmap, where each milestone builds excitement and resolve. To define your aim, articulate it in one sentence, like, "My definite chief aim is to achieve financial independence through my business." Then, break it into actionable steps. Set short-term milestones, create a timeline, and review regularly. This structured approach ensures forward movement, keeping your vision alive and vibrant. As we wrap up, remember that a definite chief aim is the essential ingredient for lasting success. It sparks action, overcomes barriers, and turns ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. Motivation and discipline follow from this clarity, creating a life of purpose and fulfillment. Don't underestimate its power. It's the key that unlocks your potential. Now, take immediate action. Define your definite chief aim today and start with one small step. Whether it's journaling your goal or reaching out to a mentor, begin now and transform your life. Embrace this principle and watch as the world makes way for your determined path to success. The world makes way for the man who knows where he is going, as Napoleon Hill wisely stated, setting the stage for understanding the power of a definite chief aim. This profound truth reminds us that success isn't accidental. It's built on a foundation of clear purpose. Without a definite chief aim, life can feel like wandering in a fog, where every step lacks direction and meaning. Imagine waking up each day without a clear direction, where tasks feel overwhelming and decisions are deferred. This aimless drifting leads to endless busyness without real progress, fostering frustration and unfulfilled potential. Procrastination becomes a constant companion, as hesitation takes hold in the absence of a guiding star. Even known opportunities slip away, lost in the chaos of indecision and vague aspirations. The reality for many is a cycle of starting and stopping, never truly advancing toward greatness. Yet, this doesn't have to be your story. Change begins with recognizing the need for a definite chief aim. Establishing this aim is the decisive factor for success, transforming vague desires into actionable paths. Without it, emotions like fear or fleeting motivation are insufficient to drive lasting change. True progress requires a defined goal that guides decisions, overcomes inertia, and ignites forward momentum. So, let's confront the barriers head-on. Why aren't you taking action right now? One major reason is waiting for motivation to strike, as if it were some magical force that appears out of nowhere. This misconception traps people in a cycle of delay, always hoping for the right feeling before starting. Without a definite chief aim, motivation remains fleeting, like a ship without a rudder in stormy seas. There's no compelling why to anchor your efforts, making every task feel optional rather than essential. Failure to decide compounds this issue, as unclear goals leave you paralyzed despite having ideas and talents. You might know you want success, but without defining it precisely, decisions feel arbitrary and overwhelming. For instance, dreaming of career advancement without a specific aim, like become a top leader in my field within 5 years, results in missed opportunities and regret. Indecisiveness breeds hesitation, turning potential into procrastination and dreams into distant memories. Fear and uncertainty amplify these problems, thriving in the ambiguity of an undefined life purpose. The emotional toll is immense. Anxiety about the unknown turns every challenge into an insurmountable obstacle. A vague aim leads to a life filled with what-ifs, where fear of failure dictates your every move. But here's the turning point. The solution lies in immediate action fueled by a definite chief aim. Defining your aim generates real energy, turning vague desires into tangible steps that create momentum. As Napoleon Hill emphasized, a clear aim acts like a magnet, drawing opportunities and pulling you forward. Even if your first actions are imperfect, they build a ripple effect, where one step leads to another. This transforms hesitation into achievement, proving that action is the true catalyst for success. Building decisiveness starts with making firm decisions once your aim is set, without unnecessary delay. Evaluate choices based on alignment with your goal, fostering confidence and reducing paralysis. For example, if your aim is to launch a business, decide today on the first market research step. Practicing the first step is crucial, Begin with something small and simple tied to your aim. Right now, write down one specific goal, like, I will network with one industry professional this week. This minor action breaks the cycle of waiting, propelling you toward your definite chief aim. Overcoming hesitation and fear becomes possible when your aim acts as a shield against doubt. Action rooted in a clear purpose erodes fear more effectively than endless overthinking. When fear arises, remind yourself of your definite chief aim. It turns anxiety into fuel for progress. For instance, if your aim is career growth, confront application fears by submitting a resume today. Each bold move diminishes the power of uncertainty, building resilience with every success. Learning through failure is another key benefit. With a definite aim, setbacks become stepping stones. Every challenge refines your path, teaching lessons that lead to mastery and growth. Without this aim, failures feel random and defeating, but with it, they are vital opportunities. Cultivating self-discipline is the mechanism that sustains your definite chief aim over time. Discipline isn't about sheer willpower. It's the engine driven by a clear why from your aim. A definite chief aim makes discipline effortless, aligning daily actions with your ultimate purpose. This turns routine tasks into stepping stones toward achievement, rather than burdensome chores. Building positive habits is essential. Start with simple routines that support your goal. Dedicate 30 minutes daily to skill building related to your aim, like studying for a new certification. Wake up early to plan your day, ensuring every hour contributes to your defined path. Track your progress regularly to maintain momentum and reinforce the habits that lead to success. Developing a clear vision and goals is at the heart of this journey, acting as your compass. A definite chief aim ignites intrinsic motivation by giving purpose to every effort. Crystal clear goals transform abstract dreams into reality, making progress feel rewarding. They ensure that setbacks are manageable, as each step is guided by your unwavering focus. To define your aim, articulate it in one sentence, such as, my definite chief aim is to achieve financial independence through entrepreneurship in 3 years. Break it into actionable steps. Set short-term milestones, create a timeline, and review progress weekly. This structured approach sustains drive, turning motivation into a constant force. Next steps involve integrating this aim into your daily life, starting with visualization. Picture yourself achieving your aim vividly, which reinforces commitment and clarity. Surround yourself with supportive resources, like books or mentors, to keep your vision sharp. Regularly reassess and adjust your goals, ensuring they evolve with your experiences. As you pursue this, remember that a definite chief aim is the spark that ignites all other elements. It overcomes barriers, builds discipline, and creates a life of purpose and achievement. In essence, as Napoleon Hill taught, this aim is the essential ingredient that makes success inevitable. Motivation and discipline follow from this clarity. They do not precede it, as many mistakenly believe. Now, it's time to reaffirm this core idea. Without a definite chief aim, action remains elusive. But with it, you unlock the power to transform your life, turning potential into reality. Don't underestimate its role. It's the key that opens doors to opportunities you never imagined. Finally, I urge you to take immediate, tangible steps toward defining your own definite chief aim. Right now, grab a pen and paper, write it down, and commit to one small action today. Whether it's journaling your goal or reaching out to a mentor, start this very moment. Watch as your life transforms into one of purpose, achievement, and unyielding success.